Hey, Jonathan here. Let's go ahead and print our final layout as we are learning 2D CADing from 3D Model Basics for Architectural Design in Archicad. Let's do it. Alright, so we made it this far, and I thought about taking this time to brush up on a couple of important subjects here. Now that you are finished drawing, now that you're finished CADing properly, you have realized that the hardest part, the part that takes the most, should be the drawing part. Not the technical part, not the how to generate a 3D model part, none of that. You should be able to be happy with your result right now. So here I would say, let's add a couple of texts. Where with the text tool, you can add here, for example, section, change its font to, for example, here I use this black for a specific subject, and then push it on the side, click outside to get its number. Then also figure out how this whole thing works. Like you have to select it and then change it for it to really take effect. And you can also do a setup, a second one, select it, then change the black to book, change its size to 1.5, and then change the how to say scale. Yeah. So you see, when you do that in all of the drawings, everything starts looking nicer. Also, I like to use this button right here, which allows me to actually see the layout before it's finished. And to generate a PDF is as simple as file, save as PDF, and you should have it. Now, what I want to brush up on is how do we get here and what happened in the process. So we have here now a very complex setup, and I would like to go back to it and explain where everything is and where does it lead. So first off, I'm going to keep the view map on the left and the layout on the right. So here on the view map, first of all, we gave you only these two. One was to generate the 2D and the other one was to CAD. We separated them because one was finished and the other one was not. So here on generate, we did then the live exercise where you prepared with me your own trace references and your own worksheets. At the end, what you should see here are your worksheets. That should be here. If you did everything right, everything that's here should connect to here. But what I'm seeing here, it's actually the worksheets that are here on the number 5. These 5. You want to know how to check? Well, if I right click on these and check their view settings to a different pen set, to colors, for example, I click OK. Then remember that you need to update them because they're all set to be manually updated. We right click on them, click update. Since I changed all of their pen sets, we should now get the color version of them, which is where we get our 4 colors, our 4 pens, our 4 line weights. If I want to change this back, I select them again, do view settings, and then change this back to architectural 100. Once done that, again, I'm going to select them all, right click, update. And now everything should go back to black. All right, so what's essentially happening here is that I'm having this drawing right here. It was dropped onto this layout. And then it was the other way around. Then we selected it, as you can remember at the beginning of the video. Then we rotated it, and then we changed its scale roughly to, I don't know, maybe 20%. I don't even remember. It doesn't really matter. But the point is here that you see that this and this drawing is exactly the same. If I go here, right click and say open source view in new tab, it's going to take me to the actual viewport. And if I here do any kind of changes, for example, if I draw this square here in the middle of nowhere, right? And I go back to the layout, final layout, when it's updated, that square is going to appear. And here it didn't because it's set to manually update. This one is set to auto update. So if I take the manual update one, right click on it and update it, you're going to get the square. All right. So this is how you can keep tabs on everything that's going on in your layout. By now, you should have this amazing layout looking that when you zoom in, you're really happy with the way you drew everything. It should be consistent and understandable. All right, so I congratulate you for making it this far. You should be able now to generate a 2D CAD based on a 3D model that you did while you were designing, and it wasn't perfect enough to generate a perfectly well-drawn 2D drawing, and that deserves a congratulations. Thank you very much. See you in the next tutorial. Bye.